It has been another busy weekend in the political world. To help us sort it out is NewsHour Weekend Special Correspondent Jeff Greenfield, who joins us from Santa Barbara, California. Jeff, when you see these kids and what they've been able to accomplish, and I'm talking about the students in the Never Again and the March for Our Lives protests that happened yesterday all over the world, do they have what it takes to make this a long-term and sustainable agenda item for even this coming election?
I will answer that question in mid-November. There is no question that not just the size of these demonstrations, but the nature of them. Unlike past demonstrations, there were not divisive messages. But the question you're asking is, does it have staying power? Will young people who were able to come to Washington or march in their cities 6 months from now, will they be registering people? Will they be getting people to the polls to vote for candidates who support them? And, if that happens, then this is going to be something of really significant importance. If the energy of all these people turns into political action, it will upend all the expectations about the fall, because you would be seeing an involvement that the pollsters until a few weeks ago haven't even calculated.
All right, let's turn our attention to the White House and the legal matters that are dogging President Trump. He seems to be shuffling his legal team around in some ways. The people who are kind of tried and true lawyers that understand how Washington works aren't really on that team or aren't volunteering to be on it. And then on the other hand, there are the ones who are pretty good on TV. So it's almost seemed like there's sort of two. There's the court, and then there's the court of public opinion.
And let's not forget that one of the quote TV lawyers, Joseph DeGeneva, just today, turns out he can't be on that team because there are conflicts involving who he represents that are in some way or another related to these probes. What that tells me, and this isn't the first time we've seen this, is on a sheer managerial level, this White House is at a level unlike anything I've ever seen. And I don't mean that as a compliment. How you could not vet a high-profile lawyer in what may be a very significant case and not realize that this lawyer is conflicted is simply beyond me. And if this is how the White House intends to pursue its legal role with respect to Mueller, that doesn't signal good things for the White House.
All right, and finally, speaking of a different kind of legal case, is a case of this merger of AT&T and Time Warner. It's pretty consequential, and it's been fairly buried in the avalanche of news that seems to come out of Washington.
Right. The trial just started this week, and it could be incredibly consequential in terms of the whole media landscape. In brief, AT&T wants to buy Time Warner. AT&T is a pipe. It brings satellite and cable and the internet in about 25 million homes. Time Warner produces what goes through the pipe, news and entertainment, HBO, CNN. If you watched the Final Four run-up yesterday, you watched it on the Turner Network. Justice Department is saying this would be too big a company. It could threaten competition. But what Time Warner and AT&T are arguing, and this is a significant part, is, look, we may look big, but we're being threatened by the real monsters, Netflix, Apple, Google, and Facebook. And so what they're going to be arguing is what looks like a move toward dominance, and it might have been 10 or 20 years ago. Given this media landscape, we're doing this to survive.
All right, Jeff Greenfield joining us from Santa Barbara, California. Thanks so much.
Thank you.